Are you still confused between this mic and this one? When you need to choose the microphone for your studio setup, it can be very frustrating to understand the differences between these two and at the same time to choose the right one, above all if you're starting out just now. Let me break it down. Make sure to stay till the end for a bonus tip. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Pia from Music Production for Women. I'm a songwriter and a producer. The whole story is not about which microphone is better. The thing is, which microphone is better for you. Basically, I know that you've always wanted to buy the famous microphone that you saw in all of those YouTube videos. But is it worth it for you? Let's start from the main characteristics of a dynamic microphone. And if you want the written version of what I'm explaining here, I've also wrote a blog article on Music Production for Women website. I'll link it in the description box. So first up, dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones are passive, which means they don't need external power to work. So they don't have the famous phantom power, also called 48 volts. It's that red thing that you turn on your audio interface. You just take the microphone, plug it, and play. What do we use this kind of microphone for? They are ideal for real-life setup. They're great for recording in an untreated room, live vocal streamings, maybe in normal spaces sometimes, and loud sources of signal like guitar amps and sometimes also drums. It is built this way, so I can turn this and open it, and I can see what's inside. Ta-da! I don't know if you can see it. Inside our dynamic microphone, you got a diaphragm. It's like a tiny drum skin. Sound hits, and this thing moves. That diaphragm is attached to a coil of wire, and the coil sits inside a magnetic field. So when you sing, the diaphragm moves, the coil moves, and moving a coil inside a magnet creates an electrical signal. That simple coil and magnet design is also why dynamic mics tends to be tough, reliable, and happy around loud sources. It's like the old story of mic drop. Pop. I don't know how many times this one got onto the floor, so this is very durable. See which frequencies this kind of microphones covers. A lot of dynamic mics have a more controlled top end, so less airy sparkle, and they often feel more mid-focus, which is where vocals live. In practice, they can sound tighter, more focused, sometimes warmer. In a room that is not treated, this can be lifesaver. So now let's go to the condenser microphone. I don't know if I can open this one, better if you don't. Need an XLR cable, I don't know if you can see it from here. This kind of microphone, same as this one that I'm using here for this video. Condenser microphone is active. It means that it needs an external source of power to work. So you really need to press that phantom power. This kind of microphones are ideal when you really want to grab all of the details in the room. You can also grab the sound of your bracelets. They're so sensitive. Of course, they are ideal for recording vocals. You want clarity and air. If you want to record acoustic instruments like guitar, piano. The downside is that they will record everything, even the sound of this chair moving. I don't know why it's like this. So inside, the capsule works differently. You have a super thin diaphragm sitting close to a backplate. Together, they form a capacitor. When sound hits the diaphragm, it moves slightly closer from the backplate, changing the electrical charge that becomes your signal. Because this kind of signal is so delicate, condensers use internal electronics that need power, hence phantom power. Let's have a look at the frequency response, so the graph. I tried to create this really cute graph here. Condensers tend to have more extended highs and faster response to small details like consonants, breath textures, and air. That's why condensers can sound brighter, more hi-fi, more polished, but they can also highlight sibilance like sharp sound, harshness, and of course, your necklaces. That's why for condenser microphones you sometimes need a pop filter, and when you're in the vocal production process always add a de-esser, but that's another story for another video. This kind of microphones also divides in two sections: small diaphragm condensers and large diaphragm. Large diaphragm condensers are super common for vocals, and they often sound a bit bigger and more flattering for singing, while small diaphragm are often used for precision and crisp detail like acoustic guitars, cymbals, percussions, overheads, anywhere you want accurate high frequency detail. So let's do a simple checklist so you don't end up buying the same shirt that I know you want to buy, but maybe you don't need to. So first question, what's your room like? Quiet, treated, condensers. Echoey, noisy, dynamic. Second question, what are you recording the most? Breathy vocals, acoustic instruments? Go buy a condenser. Buy a condenser. Buy a condenser. That's your girl. I don't know if this thing is common in English. Loud vocals, amps, drums, podcasting in a normal room? Dynamic. Third question, what vibe do you want? Bright, airy, super detailed? Condenser. Warm, focused? Dynamic. And if you're still stuck and maybe you don't have that much money to invest, because more or less they're on the same range, but if we go deeper, we will find out all of the specs. Remember, I think this one is a beta. There is also the SM and other kinds of dynamic microphone, and also this word here is huge. So maybe this is for another video. Leave a comment in the box if you have any more questions. Get to download our getting started checklist that here at MPW we created to help you out in building your own music studio. Hit follow for more. Don't forget to subscribe and see you soon.